Rabbi Shmuel Menachem Butman was born on 24 Shevat, 5703, 1943, in the city of Frunze, today Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. He was named for the Rebbe Maharash, the fourth Chabad Rebbe. Indeed, he was inspired by the teaching of the Maharash of L'tchatchila a Ribur, to think big and to maintain an attitude of overcoming challenges with an optimistic and proactive mindset. His parents were Reb Zalman Butman, an ardent Lubavitcher Chassid, and Rebbetzin Yehudis Butman, a refined and aristocratic woman who was a direct descendant of the third Chabad Rebbe, the Tzemach Tzedek. In 1946, the family took part in the Great Escape, joining hundreds of other Chabad Hasidim who were desperately fleeing the Soviet Union under assumed Polish identities. Eventually, they made their way west and settled in Paris, France. There, the family became part of the burgeoning community of Chabad refugees. The Rebbe's mother, Rebbetzin Chana Schneerson, who had recently escaped the Soviet Union, lived with the Butman family for a time in Paris, at the address of 10 Rue Dieu, at the home of Mrs. Yehudis Butman's brother, Reb Zalman Schneerson. As a result, the family merited to spend many special moments with Aim HaMalchus, the mother of royalty, a gift for which they were forever grateful. It was there that as a young child, Rabbi Butman first met the future Rebbe, Rabbi Menachem M. Schneerson. The Rebbe came to Paris to accompany his mother on her journey to the United States. In appreciation for the family's care for his elderly mother, the Rebbe gave each of the family members a gift. For young Shmuel, the Rebbe chose a bicycle. Throughout his life, Rabbi Butman displayed an utterly humble dedication to the Rebbe, characterized by deep love, fierce loyalty, and an unending desire to bring the Rebbe nachas. Years later, Rabbi Butman published a book in both Hebrew and English, documenting the Rebbe's years in the city of Paris, The Rebbe in Paris. From the dawn of his life, Rabbi Butman took an active role in fulfilling the Rebbe's mission to reach every Jew, portray Judaism with pride, and answer to the call of the hour for the betterment of the Jewish community and the world at large. In 1954, the family arrived in Brooklyn, where they met the Rebbe once again. Throughout his education, the young Shmuel attended Chabad yeshivas at Bedford and Dean in Brooklyn, in Newark, New Jersey, in Montreal, Canada, and at 770 Eastern Parkway. At the tender age of 17, Rabbi Butman lost his beloved mother, Mrs. Yehudis Butman. Being as his mother was a relative of the Rebbe visited the family's apartment at 763 Eastern Parkway during Shiva. In 1962, while still a teen, he was sent by the Rebbe to serve as the Rebbe's emissary to the Chabad Yeshiva in Lud, Israel, along with several peers. In 1966, he married Rachel Gaizinski, daughter of Rav Moshe Aaron, a direct descendant of the Shpaler Zayde, and Mrs. Rivka Dina Gaizinski, granddaughter of the well-known chassid Reb Meir Simcha Chaim. The couple would have 6 children. Following his marriage, he was asked to join the staff of Lubavitch Youth Organization, known by its acronym of TSACH, by its chairman, Rabbi David Raskin. He was given the title of Menahel, director, by the Rebbe himself, and worked hand-in-hand with Rabbi Raskin for many years. One of Rabbi Butman's iconic projects was one of the most recognizable Jewish events in the world, the lighting of the world's largest Hanukkah menorah, prominently placed at the foot of Central Park on 5th Avenue and 59th Street in Manhattan. Rabbi Butman first placed a giant menorah in that location in 1977, where it was proudly lit by New York City Mayor Abe Beame. Every mayor of New York City has attended the menorah lighting since, among many other dignitaries and politicians. In 1986, Rabbi Butman commissioned Israel's most collected artist, Yaakov Agam, to design a menorah inspired by Maimonides' diagram of the temple menorah. Agam first produced a miniature of the menorah, which stood on the Rebbe's desk for some time. The Rebbe personally approved of its design. The annual menorah lighting is attended by thousands each year and is covered by myriad news outlets bringing the message of the Hanukkah lights to millions more. Rabbi Butman will forever be remembered for his prominent role in the annual event, his booming voice announcing the participating dignitaries and encouraging the crowd in joyful singing from high atop the cherry picker. Additionally, one of Rabbi Butman's most passionate projects, one that was initiated and treasured by the Rebbe, was the annual Siyum HaRambam, the completion of the study cycle of Maimonides' Mishnah Torah each year. Rabbi Butman stood at the helm of arranging the Siyum celebration in New York, an event that is traditionally attended by prominent rabbis and leaders from across the Jewish world. One year, the Rebbe called Rabbi Butman in for a private meeting in his home on President Street, and gave instructions to publish a book showcasing the Siyum celebrations with a 3-week deadline. Like the ever-devoted chassid that he was, Rabbi Butman worked along with the team around the clock to produce the book, as his priority in life was always to do his best to please the Rebbe in whichever way he could. Also at the Rebbe's behest, Rabbi Butman headed an association of descendants of Rabbi Shner Zalman of Liadi, the first Chabad Rebbe. He hosted an annual get-together attended by many people who share this lineage with the goal of strengthening their commitment to their holy ancestry. In 1991, during the Crown Heights riots, Rabbi Butman served as the spokesman for the Crown Heights community. He used his position to bring justice, build bridges, and increase peace in the neighborhood. Each year, Rabbi Butman would arrange for and visit the New York State Assembly in Albany, where a special event would take place in honor of the Rebbe's birthday, and where the sitting governor declared a series of Days of Education in honor of the Rebbe. Another one of Rabbi Butman's many initiatives was placing public sukkahs around New York City, including a public sukkah across from the United Nations, near the Isaiah Wall. He would invite community leaders and Israeli diplomats for a special sukkah celebration and to make a blessing over the lulav and esrog. As a Chabad representative, he would often bring elected officials to the Rebbe for blessings and advice. His writings were published in several media outlets, along with a weekly column in the Jewish press. One of the important projects Rabbi Butman established was the weekly L'chaim publication, which was started within the Shloshim of Rebbetzin Chaim Mushka. The Rebbe showed much appreciation for this endeavor. Rabbi Butman worked with full faith that a better future awaits the entire world with the coming of the final redemption, and that the arrival of Mashiach is imminent. In later years, in response to the Rebbe's passion and many talks on the topic, Rabbi Butman dedicated himself to speaking and teaching about Mashiach at every opportunity. For years, he hosted a weekly radio show entitled Mashiach in the Air, where he taught Hasidic teachings from the weekly Parsha and sought to inspire and uplift his listeners. More recently, he hosted Motzei Shabbos Live, a virtual program in both Hebrew and English, where he shared a story and teachings of the Rebbe each week. The life of Rabbi Butman inspires us to dedicate ourselves to the Rebbe's directives and to be active members in the global effort to bring the world to a better, brighter future, the culmination for which it was created, the coming of Mashiach. May we merit to see it now.